the politicians, bureaucrats, Keynesians, neo-Keynesians, and PhD economists are not done making stupid mistakes in the United Kingdom, at both the Bank of England and in the UK Treasury. They've made an enormous amount of mistakes in the last year or so. They've gone down the MMT route, paying out around 80% of salaries with newly created currency units. They've changed the inflation formula to screw over retirement pensioners out of over £100 billion per year worth of retirement benefits. They cut taxes initially before the pandemic without cutting the size of government, doing supply side economics, and running up massive budget deficits. And now, during a pandemic, they're going to raise taxes. In their latest mistake, and now on top of this, every single branch all the way down to the ground on the stupid tree, they are considering negative interest rate policy, switching over to negative interest rates or the negative zone. So back in January, they first talked about it, the Bank of England did, saying how it would be stimulative to the real economy for negative interest rate policy. Absolutely not. It could not be further from the truth. The European Central Bank, the European Union, other European countries have already tried this for years now. And Daniel LaCalle, who is an Austrian School Economist, I've interviewed him many times over the years. He writes absolutely fantastic articles for the Mises Institute. I highly recommend you go and read some of these articles over the last 3 or 4 years about negative interest rate policy in the European Union and the damage that it has done. Well, the Bank of England, the economists at the Bank of England, are going to take the advice of more academic economists, PhD economists specifically, at the IMF, International Monetary Fund, that have been recommending for the last couple years, as David McIlvaney of the McIlvaney Weekly Commentary has read these white papers and talked about them on podcasts over the last couple years, that they are going to head to negative interest rate policy, it looks like, in England over the next 6 months. So it says, according to this recent article that came out in the last week or so, that they will be preparing banks in England and England's economy for negative interest rates, or to go to the negative zone in the next 6 or so months. Now, we'll see if that actually happens, but it will be disastrous. It will create unintended consequences. It will further misallocate capital. It will probably still try to juice asset prices with the Cantillon effect, and it will just make a further mess of things. I was going to stick in a funny, like, Monty Python joke in there, but offhand I can't remember one, about a mess. And unfortunately, many other governments will probably be copying, heading down this route. So the UK seems to be the model for a lot of attempts, whether that's MMT, universal basic income, changing the inflation formula, raising taxes while the real economy is having enormous amounts of problems and in a depression thanks to politicians and bureaucrats destroying the real economy, preventing small businesses from opening. The small business owner can take prudent measures to protect their employees and customers. And now it looks like in their latest further stupid mistake, negative interest rate policy is on the way in the United Kingdom. So welcome to dystopia. I feel really bad for people in the United Kingdom because they're first here in the West for all these stupid policies. Although it looks like in the not too distant future, the same or similar policies are also going to be coming to the US.